Hello, I'm Corky.BIZ, and I'm answering your ad on Craigslist for the web design project. Personally, I like to get a feel of anyone I work with, and I thought you might too. Here's a picture of the wife and I. We took first in the Florida Moose State Dart Tournament couples event. Obviously, I'm no spring chicken, but I've got some advantages that I've garnered with my age over and above some of the kids who will also apply for this work. I've got a ton of experience. I've built well over 1,000 websites using different systems and methods over the years, and I only answer ads where I think I can make a sizable difference to the outcome of the project. I don't have a degree in computer science or design, as I'm sure some of your other responders may have, but what I lack in that I make up for with real-world business experience. I have some of those kids with the degrees that worked for me. You see, I've been in my own business since 1977. I understand what it takes to open the door every day. I know the pressures of meeting payroll and the hassles of dealing with the employees' problems. I understand that. I know where you're coming from. I also know my place in your organization, to bring in customers, not to be another thorn in your side. I offer the real-world experience, and it means I put that experience to work for you on your web project. Your real interest is a website that works better, after all, isn't it? When I hire them, frankly, they have no real conception of what it takes to be really useful to you. The tweaks I add help you to be found by the search engines and also promote sales. Want an example? Here's where it starts, the domain name. I ran across this website a couple months ago. The fellow had just had it built, and I was a little too late. I just didn't have the heart to tell him he'd just wasted $2,500. But I use it as an example of one of the very worst sites, both search engine and customer-wise. It's physically a gorgeous website, no doubt about it, and whoever built it has some serious talent for design. But it's wasted by not knowing what to do with that talent. I never, ever would have let the owner make such a huge mistake by using the name like fountains-and-falls.com. It has a couple keywords in the domain, and that's good, but it has 2 dashes in it. One is the kiss of death to Google and to communicating it to your prospects. Say it in your head as if you were on the phone with a prospect. Fountains-and-falls.com. Prospects won't remember the name, and you're going to have to say it 3 or 4 times. People don't like aggravation, do you? On top of that, this site uses a script called Flash to aid in web design. I would fire any one of my designers who did that. Flash is a competitor to the Apple system of computers. Do you know what it looks like on a Mac, iPhone, or iPad? Do any of your customers have iPhones? Of course they do. And best of all, they usually have some money. Well, it's blank. The lights are out and nobody's home. You just lost a great prospect. And that's not your goal, is it? It was one of those kids that built this site that I'm talking about. But your competitor who hired me will be up and running, way ahead of you in the free traffic on the search engines and able to communicate with your potential customers, all while you're enjoying your ineffective, pretty site. Was this an extreme example? It sure as hell was. But in this high-tech world, the devil is in all the details. And if you can't handle a domain name, how are you going to handle all the hundreds of littler, but still very important hidden details involved in a web project? See each of these lines of code? These are the details I'm speaking about. This is from my example site, the fountains-and-falls.com. I can't even say it. And there are several more pages to it. My competitors always say they know what is known as SEO, that's search engine optimization, which is much of what I'm relating above, and sometimes they do, but when I interview for them for a job, it's apparent their knowledge isn't up to date, and I am constantly working and refining mine, because it's always changing. Now, this is uber important. I go way beyond by making our websites interactive and customer attractive. An interactive site creates a relationship with your visitors, and you know yourself, plain and simple, the better that relationship, the more sales you're going to make. It's a fact of business life. You don't buy from anyone who doesn't engage and impress you, do you? No one I know gets the second best attorney, the second best accountant. Do you? It's the relationship you build with those pros that makes you feel that you are best taken care of with their services. You might think we're way more expensive than our competitors because of the extra services we include, and I can see how you might think that. You will be pleasantly surprised there as well. When we give you a number, there are no surprises at the end. We pride ourselves at staying within your budget. Our pricing policy is to make absolutely sure we are very competitive. I won't guarantee you we're the cheapest, as our work is of the highest quality and we perform at a very high level. Others can't even comprehend it. So I don't argue with those that are cheaper, because usually they know full well the value of the work they produce. But I will guarantee you that we are very reasonable for the quality of services we provide. And be sure to ask me about our new site leasing program to save you even more money. I'm not trying to make your choice harder. Quite to the contrary. I realize many of the things I do are hidden to the naked eye. But now that you have more of an appreciation for them, your bank account will know the difference as well. To summarize, I hope you don't think I'm trying to insult an education. It obviously creates a much-needed foundation for life and a career, no doubt. And I don't like to profile, especially when I voluntarily joined the group, but then every group has a skew. Many of these group members, I've noticed, have a lack of, how to say it gracefully, a lack of certain social skills, and that's why they work for me. And let's just say that they may not have been part of the popular group in school, or sadly anywhere in life. And that affects your project. Without my input, and with the lack of such skills, how can they be expected to produce visitor interest in your new website? I joined this group not out of a lack of ability to communicate, but to be able to do my job from anywhere in the world. I build your site correctly from the start to save you money down the road. It's optimized from the start. And I won't let you make silly mistakes. And yes, it all starts with your domain name. I include customer appeal and interactivity to engage them and help you form a relationship with them before they ever enter your store. Your response will be higher with a website by Corky because of my real-world business experience and making your site appealing to your customers. And isn't that the true test? With that said, I look forward to hearing more about your project to see if we can add to your results. We do pick and choose our work carefully, and I'm not in business to not have happy customers. And if we aren't right together, I'll tell you. To make sure we can schedule your project for the earliest possible completion date, get hold of me right away. I'm at 315-246-2596 or by email at Corky's personal email at websitesbycorky.biz. Thank you, and I look forward to working with you. That's Corky, 315-246-2596.